Yo, what's going on? Welcome back. I did say in the last video that we were going to be in Michigan. I didn't film anything while I was up there. I was kind of just visiting family and friends, but we're back down in Kentucky now and working on the LS, which is, I mean, I'm sure you guys are probably happy about that. But so where we left off, I kind of decided that in order to get the top of the wheel to come in a little bit further, I needed to run a slightly smaller spacer. Couldn't do a 15mm spacer because the factory studs hit into the back of the rotiforms because they don't have any like cutout holes or like relief cuts or whatever to let those studs come through past the spacer. So I had extended studs laying around already. I was like, okay, let me just order some hub-centric spacers that are just slip-ons. Did that. Those came in, and then I've just installed the extended studs on this side. It was kind of a bitch to get them in, and I'm about to do the other side. But before I do that, I'm going to get this side, test fit the wheel, and just see where it's at. It's going to suck if it's not even close. I really hope that it is, because my goal is that this weekend, hopefully I can get the car down on the ground, see where it lays out in terms of where the bumper is to the floor, and then hopefully weld these front flares on this weekend. Anyway, let's take a look at it. Okay, caliper and rotor back on. I am sick of taking these on and off, so hopefully this is the last time. And then I have these right here. These are 15mm on the ground. Fuck me. These are 15mm slip-on spacers that are hub-centric for the LS400. I don't personally like buying spacers that are not hub-centric, just because I don't like the idea of my wheel having any kind of space to not be mounted straight. I've run spacers in the past where you feel a ton of wobble and it sucks. So I have these, and I'm hoping that that alone gives me just barely enough clearance past the brake. And obviously the spacer that I had on there before was a 25mm, so this should bring the top in just slightly, and ideally it'll be where I want it. I have the wheel on. Look at how fucking insanely close this is. If I can get this to focus close enough. Please. Please, I said. Fuck you. Please. This camera sucks, you guys. Okay, this is not helping. Just focus! How hard is it? Fuck! I'm literally watching you catch focus and then go alpha. How are you this garbage? Okay, manual focus. Fucking. Don't buy an A7S2. Alright. Look at how fucking goddamn close that is. Doesn't touch, but it is ridiculously tight. So, yes, I'm pushing the absolute limits of how close this can be, for sure. That is pretty ridiculous. But I'm glad that it clears it. That's good news. So now, let's jack this up and see where it sits. Oh yeah, that looks fucking super promising. Oh, I'm excited. I think we're there. That's the top. Alright, so I actually have air in the tires now, and they are holding air, so that's good. This seems to be the top. I don't have the RCAs or the NRCAs in there, so this is completely without. And it looks like it's perfect, to be honest. Alright, good news. It fits fucking perfectly. I'm still planning to roll this inside lip that's on here, so I may actually have a little bit more space. So I'm going to test fit it in a second with the NRCAs and see how that sits, but it's exactly how I want it. It's very slight tuck. Seems to clear it perfectly, so that's good. Alright, the NRCA back in. We're going to see where that sits it. I feel like that's probably good. Alright, so this shit is not going to fit over like that, but planning that this inside lip is going to get rolled once it's welded on there. Hopefully that will allow me to be able to run it like this, because I kind of do really want that camber, because that looks sick. I guess we'll just wait and see, but next step is actually to weld these flares on. Alright, so I have like a funny update slash story that was gonna be really exciting and was gonna be like a special thing for the build. So if you guys have been following along with me acquiring the pieces for this kit, you know that I got this front bumper a while ago, kind of found out where it came from and that it was a one-off, and then I came across that rear bumper, and after I had got it, found out that it was the match for this front bumper. So they were basically custom made, or they were purchased from voila in Japan, customized by somebody in Japan, imported or exported over to the US by Japanese Classics, and it was a whole kit. There were side skirts with it too, and it was all sold separately. So the front bumper was sold to someone else, the rear bumper was sold to the guy that I got that from, and then the skirts, I guess, went to a guy in California. Now, the other day, a listing was posted in the Facebook forums for a whole kit. It was an aim-gain front bumper that was meshed with a walled lip, voila one-off side skirts, and then an aim-gain Cygnus rear bumper. You know, I was super interested. Obviously, I wanted those skirts because they're voila skirts. I hit him up, and he didn't want to sell separately, so I was desperately trying to find somebody that would buy the two bumpers, and, you know, I was having a little bit of a hard time with that. And then I asked the guy, Tony, he's the guy from Liberty VIP, I asked him, where did you get all the parts from? He said that he imported the front bumper and he imported the rear bumper, and the side skirts he bought from Japanese Classics in 2011, which is the same time that these were sold. So I am pretty much certain that those skirts came from this kit, and at that point I was like, okay, I have to get these skirts just so that I can reunite this whole kit, and it just it's like a piece of history. It's like it was put together, I don't know, probably like 15 years ago, imported into the US basically 10 years ago, and has been separated ever since, and it would be awesome to get it reunited on my car. So I was very serious about buying that whole kit and selling those bumpers just so I get the skirts. Luckily, somebody hit me up, a guy named William, and he said, hey, I live like 2 hours away and I'm moving to Ohio next month, so I can go pick up that whole kit and basically just ship it over here with all of my other stuff, and you can just come pick it up from me in Cincinnati. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect, let's do this. And I found a guy locally, my buddy Eric, who has an LS here. He was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll buy the front and rear bumper. So we got all of the money together, ready to send it over. It was Friday. I was going to send all the money that evening, and then the guy was going to go pick them up Saturday morning. And sometime in the afternoon Friday, the guy with the truck hits me up and said that it dropped all of its oil pressure and needed a new motor. So he couldn't go pick them up. I was like, okay, fuck. I had to scramble around, try and find somebody else to go pick up this kit. And I didn't manage to find anybody. I did have some people hit me up, but they didn't have like a truck or a van or anything big enough to fit the kit in. It's not just going to fit in like a regular SUV because that rear bumper is so big. And so didn't find anybody, and then turns out it sold on Saturday and I missed out. But that's not the end of the story. I was like, okay, I'm going to pay attention and see who picks up this kit, and maybe if I can convince them to sell me the skirts or something. It turns out, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Eliminate YouTube channel. Tony, the guy who I think does their merchandise stuff, bought an LS400 recently. Well, he bought the kit, and he posted it on his Instagram yesterday. I saw this, commented on it, had a bunch of people hit him up, and he reached out to me, and I said, look, I really need those skirts, I will buy them off of you, whatever. And he agreed that if I can find some aim-gain skirts to match the rest of his kit, he will trade me those voila skirts. So I need you guys to find me some aim-gain skirts. Ideally, they need to be in the US, and in a perfect world, they need to be in California, because he's in California, and I already have somebody that can make the trade for me. I don't want to have to buy some on this side of the country, ship them there, and then ship those here. Ideally, if they're in California, so somebody can pick them up drop them off to them, make the trade, and then just ship me the Vleen skirts. So if you know anybody on the West Coast in California that has aim gain side skirts, which are fairly common, they're probably the most common aero part for LS400s is any aim gain stuff. So if you know anybody with aim gain skirts that are willing to sell them at a good price, let me know. I need them so I can get those Vleen skirts. But that's about it for the story. It's kind of interesting, and it would be really, really cool to get that whole kit together and just be able to tell the story of it. Alright, got everything put back together on this side. Got the new extended studs in, brakes back on. Probably going to go ahead and call it a day. As usual, if you guys, sorry I'm so sweaty right now. If you guys haven't gone to the website and copped the new drop yet, go ahead and do that. I did announce today that I am actually discontinuing the Futura shirt. I will not be doing that design again. The Fitment shirt is still staying on, but there is only a few left of each. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead, cop those, especially a Futura shirt if you really like that design. It's not coming back. There will be certain designs that I do that will be for a limited run, and that's it. So you never know, don't miss out. Link is in the description. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. We will be back probably really soon with welding these flares, I think. We're going to get the car down on the ground and kind of see where everything sits, and then hopefully if things are right, we'll weld the flares on. I know I've been saying this for weeks, but hopefully now we'll be ready to do it. Yeah, I think I'm going to start uploading videos as and when I film them. I've gotten into the habit of recording whenever and then just uploading on a weekend, a Saturday or a Sunday. But I'm usually doing something on a Saturday and Sunday, and I forget to like make sure that it's gone live and like share it and all of that stuff. So I may end up just literally whenever I film stuff, just edit it right away and upload it the next day. That way it's a little bit more live and up to date with the stuff that I'm posting on the Instagram account. But I don't know, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me upload more regularly, or just as and when I film stuff. But thanks for watching guys, we'll see you hopefully sometime soon. Peace.